If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all, man? Happy Sunday. The ending of the weekend is here, but it's 4th of July weekend, so I hope y'all was turning up, having a good time, man, kicking it with the family, doing what y'all do best, man. I hope y'all barbecuing. We did yesterday. It was a success. Everything was good. I don't know about the fireworks though, man, because this climate out here, man, the way Canada is set up, the way there's smoke out here in the atmosphere, the way that that's set up, I don't know if it's such a good idea to put a bunch of firework smoke and debris in the air, but that's just me. That's just me. I'm just kind of thinking logical in that way. But anyway, I still hope everybody's having a good time. Everybody's having a great weekend. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. GMS fam, the green room. Go ahead and tap into the live chat. Let me know you are here. Shout out your city. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. We got to do it. I see you, Broadway Joe, Club King, Lukey, Will Stumbling, Arius, Playboy Tilt, Anarchy. What's going on, Anarchy? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, man? Hey, share it live, man. Hit that like button. Do what you do. We have quite a few topics to talk about today. But before we get to those topics, I must address something real quick. And this was something that I thought about right before I went live, literally a minute. That's why I'm like 2 minutes late right now, because I thought about it beforehand. I wanted to make sure I said what I had to say and get this off my chest. Talib Kweli. Hey man, how you doing? How you doing, brother? For those that don't know, there has been a ongoing beef, if you will, and I don't really want to. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I don't want to make anybody look bad. I don't want to make anybody look crazy. So I'm going to refrain from using certain names in this because I didn't talk to this person beforehand to ask to share this story. Even though it's a public story, it's public knowledge. I just, some people just don't like to, still have their name and shit when it's years after. Now, a few years back, Talib Kweli was on the internet, and Jay-Z was on Twitter, and he posted some of his top artists, naming a whole bunch of rappers and whatnot, and a whole bunch of people got named. Talib Kweli was left off that list, and he felt some type of way about it. Now, a cool individual artist out here. I wouldn't say that we're friends, but he's a good guy, and we are very well acquainted. We've worked together, we've done music together, we've done shows together. Very dope guy. Went on there and made a joke about Talib not being on the list, and Talib took it to heart and decided to try to go in on my guy. And he didn't know that this certain individual had a lot of respect in the city as an MC. He was calling him a Nazi lover. He was calling him a white supremacist lover and all types of shit. He was just a coon, all types of shit. So it kind of went left, and it kind of turned into Talib versus the city. Now, at the time, Talib followed me on Twitter. But the thing about that is, I don't know Talib. And that's the thing. I can distinguish those things as a real life human being. I could be a fan of you, but that don't mean that I'm just going to ride for you blindly just because I'm a fan of the things that you do. When you're wrong, you're wrong. So I didn't give a fuck if he followed me or not. I jumped on his head top too. You're not finna talk crazy about this person who I know opposed to you who I don't know, and you saying all this outlandish shit, and you have a bigger platform. So you spreading a certain narrative. Like, he went on his Instagram and made a post about dude, put him up there and said a whole bunch of shit about him and like painted this whole picture about him. So it's been fuck Talib since. Long story short, I don't want to get into everything that was said, but just know it's been fuck Talib since. Now, why I'm bringing up Talib is because he is doing the classic Talib Kweli move where he does something and he gets a reaction, and then he calls people the same type of names over and over again: fascist, white supremacist, Nazi lover, all that other random shit he says, right? But see, this is a different instance. See, there are fans of Black Star right now who are outraged because they decided to take the album off of Luminary. They had an exclusive Black Star album on Luminary, and everybody who wanted to listen to it had to subscribe to Luminary to hear the album. Now, the stipulations at first was they put the album on Luminary, and they're only going to put it on there for a year. And or I'm sorry, not a year, for 3 months, right? They're only going to put the album up there for 3 months, and if you wanted to hear it, you could subscribe to Luminary and hear it. You either had a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. The album ended up staying on Luminary for a year, so people ended up paying for subscriptions on that platform for over a year in this space just to hear the album. They took the album off of Luminary and then uploaded it to Bandcamp for people to buy, to have at like the public, for everybody to have. Black Star fans are pissed about this. They're mad as fuck. Because they said, we spent this money to hear this album, that we paid for a subscription, only for you to take the album and put it on somewhere else and then try to have us make us pay for it again to get the album? Hell no. We should be getting this album for free, because the one-time payment all these other people finna pay, we had to pay monthly subscription. We had to pay for this album over and over again every month, or pay a yearly subscription for this shit. Does that not sound fair to y'all, chat? If you were paying a monthly or yearly subscription for something, to have something exclusively, only to have that thing ripped off of that platform that you paid for months, be put on another platform to make you pay for it again to have. anybody would feel some type of way about this, right? And for somebody who should be aware that he is in a consumer-based field, he should understand when the consumer has a problem with what's happening, but he doesn't understand that. See, Talib is on the defense, trying to tell people that they're wrong for how they feel, or that they should appreciate the fact that the album was on there for a whole year instead of 3 months. Do you not see how fucked up that is? Like, you're not just arguing. This is the thing. Like, Talib will be quick to argue with everybody in his comment section who disagrees with him when he has these random talking points or opinions on his social media accounts. But you're not having those. These aren't interactions that you're having with random people that disagree with one of the random opinions you have. These are your fans. These are people that paid to have something exclusively that you're going back and forth with, disrespecting and going crazy on like you don't need them when you do. See, a lot of artists get shit fucked up. They think about the writing process. They think about what they have to do, what they create. So they be like, I don't create music for you or for anybody that tries to tell me what. No, it's not about people trying to tell you how to make your art. This is a totally different subject. This is about the consumer, the people that are willing to pay their own money to keep you afloat as an artist. And I swear, artists tend to forget about that type of shit. So I just wanted to say Talib is a clown. He's been a clown. He's a weirdo. I know there's people out there that fuck with Talib and like his music. That's cool. You can like an artist, but them as a person, you don't really have to fuck with. You don't. And that was my message when it came to that. Now let's move forward, man. Jonathan Majors, man. Big break in the Jonathan Majors case. When it comes to his situation. Now, his trial isn't starting till August, so I know that there are rumors that Jonathan Majors was found guilty. I thought that was the case at one point until I did my research and didn't keep. See, here's another thing. If I post something because I saw an article or I saw something that was happening or was trending and there's news happening, if I find out that it's not true or that it may be some false hood to this story or this post that I'm making, I'm going to delete it. I don't leave it up. I don't care if it's getting a bunch of attention, I'm deleting it. Because if it's wrong, if it's a lie, I'm not supporting it. But in this case, we have narratives running everywhere. The narrative of Jonathan Majors being a horrible person. He's abusive. He's a monster. He's hard to work with. Then you got the people saying, well, see, now there's new evidence coming out. He's innocent. His girl attacked him. They got evidence to prove that. Now we have the major platforms posting articles, which Rolling Stone just posted an article recently about everything that's been going on. Now, before I get to that article, before we get there, we need to talk about what happened in between time before the article was published or before anybody knew about it. I'm going to take it to this young lady right here. She's going to explain the mishap that's going on in the trial.
In case you need a recap, Grace Jabari, who was Jonathan Majors' girlfriend at the time, claims that around midnight on March 25th, 2023, Jonathan broke her finger and lacerated her ear. As a result of those allegations, Jonathan was charged with 6 counts of assault and 3 counts of harassment. Jonathan's side of the story is that Grace is lying. According to his attorney, Priya Chaudhry, video surveillance, credit card footage, body cam footage, and eyewitness testimony that support what he says happened and not her. Now let's get to this Insider.com article in which Priya shared some of the evidence. First up, Priya says that the man who drove Jonathan and Grace around that night is prepared to testify that Jonathan never raised his voice or his hand to Grace while they were in the car, nor when they pulled over and got out of the car. Insider.com reviewed the tapes, and according to them, it appears to substantiate at least some of the driver's account and shows Majors repeatedly trying to flee from Jabari.
I'm sorry, Ben Frank, that was hilarious. I just read your comment. He said Talib still trying to get by. That's that's hilarious.
He pulls at his coat. Now, after the car fight, Jonathan reportedly gets a hotel room, sends a breakup text, and he turns his phone off. Meanwhile, Grace ends up befriending 3 people who were allegedly witnesses to the fight, and together they all go to the club. Insider.com got to review the footage from that nightclub, and they say throughout 2 hours of footage from multiple cameras, Jabari shows no sign of having an injury to her right hand. Instead, she can be seen doing a number of things that require the use of her right hand. Okay, y'all, the next piece is when Jonathan sends the breakup text at 3 a.m. Grace shows up to his house 23 minutes later, but of course he's not there. He's at the hotel. The next time he's seen is about 8 hours later when he arrives home. And when he gets inside, he calls a handyman because one of the bedroom doors is locked from the inside. And when they open the door, Grace, according to Jonathan's lawyer, was half naked and passed out. Quote, her right ear was bloody, and that the knuckles of her right middle finger were swollen and bright purple with vomit on the bed and a bottle of sleeping pills nearby. Jonathan then calls 911, and police body cam footage, according to Priya, will show that Grace told police she had drunk until the point of throwing up and had taken several sleeping tablets. She allegedly had no idea her ear nor her finger were bruised, bloody, or injured. So
now, I play that because that needs to be heard in full context. It needs to be known because we are dealing with an open court case. We are not dealing with the court of public opinion on Twitter. Let me rephrase. Let me say that again. We're dealing with an actual court case with people's lives. We have to get everything in full context, right? So this happens. Jonathan Majors says, you know what? There's evidence to prove that I was assaulted, that I am in fact the victim in all of this. I'm giving them the evidence. And also, because this is something that's trying to ruin my life, I'm also going to press charges against this woman. Now, that's where the narrative of that the girl got arrested came from. But contrary to popular belief, she did not get arrested yet. They are now investigating it. And if they do have enough evidence to charge her or to charge her and arrest her, then they will. Now, here's this right here. Now, once this is what I'm saying. This is why I say everything has been working out the way that it has been, because it's two sides trying to prove their narrative. So right after you saw what that girl said, right after all this came out, right after they talked about having evidence that the girl was the one that initiated everything, that she was being physical. They have they heard witness testimony about them walking in and seeing her injured, and it had nothing to do with Jonathan. Jonathan is the one that called 911. Usually, when the girl is the one that is getting beat by the man, he's not going to call 911 on himself after being the one that beat the shit out of his girl. No, I've never heard of a man doing that. I just never have. But anyway, right after this happens, all of a sudden, Rolling Stone publishes an article, and this is what happens. Jonathan Majors' legal team sent 6 character witness statements to Rolling Stone from women he knew. 3 said they never gave his team permission to release such statements. Another said it wasn't truthful, and another said that he is sweet, kind, and gentle. Now, before I read some of this, please understand what this is. His legal team sent over 6 character witness statements to Rolling Stone. 3 said they never gave his team permission to release such statements. First of all, if I'm Jonathan Majors and I'm coming to you for a statement about our relationship to help my side, because I feel like you know me enough to help me in this situation, and you know what I'm dealing with, what makes you think I'm not releasing these statements? Why would you give me statements that I can't release to help me in my situation? That sounds very fucking weird. Very weird. I don't know how people didn't catch that correlation right off top. I don't know why, the common sense in this shit, because of how social media is so bred to just read shit and be like, oh, motherfuckers don't think. They don't think about the overall possibilities of certain situations. As soon as I seen this, I said to myself, so what did Rolling Stone say to these motherfuckers that made them say we don't want to release these statements? And motherfuckers looked at me like I was like, what? What do you mean? Why do they have to coerce them? Why do they have to? What do you mean? Why would 3 people say they didn't give permission to release statements that they made for somebody else to help them? That sounds crazy to me. Then it says another said it wasn't truthful. So you gave a statement and then it just wasn't truthful? All right, well, that said more about you than it said about them. And he said another one said he was sweet, kind, and gentle. So you take one that said he was sweet, kind, and gentle, and automatically, because you already started with the 3 people that said they didn't give permission and the one that said it wasn't truthful, people are going to talk about the fact, well, this has to do with an abuse case on a woman. So look, these are 4 women who are terrified to give their names and give their statements. And then you have the one girl. So the one girl is obsolete. She don't mean shit. That one statement don't mean shit because of the other 4 or 5 that didn't want to do it. I wanted to make that clear before I read this. As part of Major's legal team's response to Rolling Stone's request for comment on the abuse allegations, his attorney sent 6 character witness statements from women who Majors had dated or was close with. Major's attorney noted in his statement that Rolling Stone was provided statements from Mr. Major's actual past romantic partners attesting to his character and the falsity of the charges, but Rolling Stone purposefully ignored those facts and red flags and published the false charges anyway. In fact, Rolling Stone reached out to all 6 people. 3 say they never gave Major's team permission to release such statements. Another woman declined to share the statement, credited to share the statement credited to her by Major's team, saying it was pre-written, not truthful, and that she had never approved of its release. One did not respond to a request for comment. Only one woman consented to making her statement public. Haley Carter, a woman whom Majors dated from age 13 to 18, described Majors as sweet, kind, and gentle. In a message drafted in late March, after 20 years of knowing him, I can tell you who Jonathan is. He did not do these things. The statement said in part, he is exactly the opposite of what these allegations say. Jonathan is the most self-controlled, disciplined, well-mannered person I know. We all call him the peacekeeper. He is not violent in any way. Now, that statement from that one person could hold so much weight if the actual quotes from that person was put up in full context. But you see how the internet works. You see how these hit pieces work. You see how major tweets work. You see how this man tweeted Philip Lewis saying Jonathan Major's legal team sent 6 character witness statements to Rolling Stone from women he knew, but 3 said they never gave his team permission to release such statements. And another said it wasn't truthful. And the one girl said he was sweet, kind, and gentle. Sweet, kind, and gentle. That's the like this is purposeful. You didn't want to put Jonathan is the most self-controlled, disciplined, well-mannered person I know. That couldn't have been the 3 things. The 3 things had to be sweet, kind, and gentle. That was it. Seems like this thing is it's on purpose. So once the Rolling Stone piece came out, now of course you got people doing things like this.
Several instances of DV and intimidation, as well as intimate partner violence. More than a dozen sources claim collectively to Rolling Stone that Jonathan Majors allegedly abused 2 romantic partners, 1 physical, but both emotional. One of the sources claims that even though his reputation of a good actor was mainly put out there, he was known for terrorizing the people he dated. He allegedly strangled one woman that he was dating and mentally and emotionally abused her. Another woman claimed that she told close friends that her relationship with Majors was emotional torture. You then have a claim from the set of magazine Dreams, which Majors sought last year, that he was aggressive to work with. He allegedly pushed one person while on set and physically intimidated another while screaming at them, leading to a complaint to producers. You have several young alumni.
Sounds like the scary black man tactic, don't it? Let me rewind that a little bit. Don't it sound like, oh, the big scary black man is raising his voice, so now he's physically intimidating people?
Dreams was Major sought last year.
That nigga, hey, What's that one actor's name who was on set and shot that director and killed her on accident? Alec Baldwin. Ain't nothing more aggressive than that.
Year that he was aggressive to work with. He allegedly pushed one person while on set and physically intimidated another while screaming at them, leading to a complaint to producers. He has several young alumni saying that he had behavior that was problematic in their class. He had reached to a point that Yale administration had to send an email reminding them of rehearsal etiquette and violence.
Okay, due to her lisp and her incredibly strong underbite, I just want to make sure that y'all know some of the things that she's saying and the things that are being alleged. Remember, all this is allegations. All of this is allegations. There's no actual proof from this. All of this is allegations. Think about this. Out of all the allegations that are being made against this man, the only person that has any type of physical proof about what they went through is Jonathan Majors. Did anybody ever think about that? Does anybody have enough common sense to wonder that? Out of all the things that are being alleged and the things he's being accused of, the only person in this entire equation that has evidence and proof of things that happened to them is Jonathan Majors. But anyway, they're saying that Yale, right? This says his behavior was very problematic for his class in Yale. They said a lot of people felt in physical danger around him and certainly in mentally precarious positions because of him. Things reached a point where the Yale administration once sent an email reminder about rehearsal etiquette and violence. Tell me about the history of when a black man does something, they all of a sudden want to create rules and restrictions or try to send out emails about violence or some shit that happened. That man could have had one fight on campus and the whole shit turned up because he was a black man that got into a fight on campus. I've seen this. I'm not just trying to race bait. I'm not just trying to make everything about race. This is clear cut. I'm looking at it. You know how much bullshit happens on college campuses? And they sent out an email to remind people about proper etiquette and violence on campus because of a fight that a nigga had? Shut the fuck up with that shit. But it's easy to use this in this situation. Now, this isn't me also because of the way that I'm talking. People might think that I'm also a person that's like, yeah, John's innocent. I never said John is innocent because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But it looks like he has evidence of what happened. And by witness statements, because, you know, they use witnesses in the court of law, it doesn't look good for the woman in question that's accusing him. Because quite frankly, fuck his past. If this nigga got evidence that this woman assaulted him and he proves that it was her that was the aggressor and did all this shit to herself, what the fuck does anything he did in his past have to do with what just happened? That's a bigger question for me. Y'all talking about a nigga's past and being violent or being intimidating. We ain't hear shit about that until this instance came up. Where were these Yale niggas when he was out here playing in the Harder They Fall? Where were these Yale niggas when he was on Creed? Where were these Yale niggas when he was goddamn in the new movie, the Guardians movie or whatever? Is it Guardians? Is Guardians he's in? Or no. Ant-Man. There we go. Ant-Man. I almost fucked that up. But just think about that. Jonathan Majors has been involved in a lot of shit. And it always seems like when one problem arises, that means all these different problems from the past start springing up. Shit don't make no sense. I'm going to finish this video and we're going to move forward.
After Majors was involved in a separate altercation with two other students. This led to no action being taken. Former Yale graduates claimed that in addition to students' complaints after the incidents, professors and administration were already aware of Majors' disruptiveness in classes because instructors saw it firsthand. Now, when Rolling Stone reached out to Majors' legal team, They sent them 6 character witness statements from women majors who have dated or close with. When Rolling Stone reached out to vet these statements, 3 of them said that they never gave his team permission to release such statements. Another declined to issue a statement credited by Jonathan Major's team, saying it was pre-written, not truthful, and that she had never approved of release. One woman said that she cannot comment on any of these allegations because she is silenced by an NDA he had her sign. Only one woman consented to have her statement public, a woman by the name of Haley Carter, who dated Jonathan Majors from age 13 to 18, who described him as sweet, kind, and gentle. Now,
don't you just love the tactics? This motherfucker had the whole statement up there, but she said the same thing that them niggas that was posting the article said, sweet, kind, and gentle. You didn't want to read out the whole entire statement, but
the public, a woman by the name of Haley Carter, who dated Jonathan Majors from age 13 to 18, who described him as sweet, kind, and gentle. Now, this was conducted over the past 3 months. Over dozens of people gave their stories, and it added up to a alleged pattern of physical, mental, and emotional abuse.
I think it's let me say something. I think it's fucked up that Rolling Stone was like, hey, we have 6 character witnesses from John. We wanted a statement from John about these alleged abuse allegations. His lawyer said, okay, here are 6 character witness statements. Rolling Stone said, okay, well, before we publish that, let's go do our due diligence and try to make sure that this is factual before we publish it. To where they got responses. They went and contacted these women individually, who then probably, some of them probably got intimidated, like, oh shit, that we thought these statements, that's another thing. They probably thought these statements were just gonna be used in court. But then when they found out that Rolling Stone had them and they needed to be verified so that they can publish it, these motherfuckers got scared. And on top of that, if I'm Rolling Stone and I want to push the narrative that he is violent and that he is doing, or that he's guilty of what he's doing, I'm probably gonna tell these women, hey, just to let you know, this is Rolling Stone. We're gonna publish a story and we're gonna have you guys' name in there, and there's gonna be, there's a lot of backlash happening. So you guys may look a certain way, but if you want us to publish this, hey, I know that you guys made these statements on Jonathan, but I think he's trying to make himself look a certain way. It may not, Why did 3 women decline to put their statement out if they already gave a statement to try to help him? It sounds stupid to me. But then it's crazy that they'll do their back research with this, right? But then they went and during a 3-month investigation, apparently, spoke to dozens of people whose stories suggest a pattern of alleged physical, mental, and emotional abuse that dates back a decade. Do you think that any story that they went to go talk to people about when it came to Jonathan Majors, do you think they went to try to verify whether these people were telling the truth? Or do you think that these people told them these stories and Rolling Stone was like, thank you, got it, published? Why and it's not a why are you doing your due diligence, but why are you doing what you're supposed to do when it comes to trying to vet or make sure or verify stories on Jonathan's side? But then when you go out to find stories and you talk to people, you take their word for it and you publish it with no actual evidence or proof behind it, which is why all through your article you have to continue to say allegedly. I just want shit to be fair. And I want people to use their fucking brain. Use your brain when it comes to this type of shit. And that means not finding anybody innocent or guilty until you see all that shit come out. And right now, all we got to do is sit back and wait for this alleged evidence from Jonathan's side to be presented to the courts. And if this evidence shows that this woman was the aggressor, she was the one that was being abusive, she was the one that was being out of hand, therefore resulting to her being arrested, I don't give a fuck about what y'all say about his past or what he did or how he shouted or how he allegedly this, allegedly that. Shut the fuck up forever. And if he is found guilty for beating on this woman, well, guess what? Looks like those allegations of past abuse were true. It's just one side is a lot louder than the other because of the era that we live in, the cancel culture space that we live in. The fact that people can be found guilty before they're found innocent without anybody having proof. People are so willing to look stupid, being so matter of fact about shit on the internet. I don't understand. How are you so comfortable in being wrong or being so comfortable in not trying to get facts or proof about some shit because you just want to spew off an opinion? Crazy. Insane. But we gonna hope that the things that Jonathan is going through, man, he gets through that swiftly and justly. Cause I don't wish somebody to be abusive, and I don't wish somebody to be violent towards their partner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that he's innocent. You know what I'm saying? But if he isn't, then that's just the world we live in is fucked up, and he got to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker that knew that Marvel has him being the number one guy for the next I don't know how many years, it would be extremely dumb of him to put himself in this position. We've seen a lot of people fuck off the bag because of their own personal situations in life. You should always be thinking about the better outcome in a situation when you're out in these streets and when you have when you're in the position to continue to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And be able to take care of your family and be able to, you know, do the things that you set out to do. That's one thing I hate to see is when the people that spent their life working on their craft, working on the shit that they doing, fuck it up because of some personal shit that happened in their life that they could have controlled. You could have got rid of this girl, or you could have got away from this girl. You could have got away from this person. You could have distanced yourself. You could have been smarter in these situations, but you threw it away because of a small instance of being mad as fuck. When you in that situation where a woman is trying to bait you or she trying to hit at you or some shit like that, get the fuck away. Move around. Your life is in the balance. None of this shit will be happening if the facts would have came out right away. If imagine this situation. If we would have seen already on camera an instance where Jonathan Majors was out with his girlfriend and she just started beating on him and hitting on him and all this shit, everybody of course would be like, damn, this bitch is crazy. She did this and that. But we wouldn't be seeing this shit be thrown all over through the news and seeing her thrown all through, you know, the court systems and shit like that. Like, this nigga's going through the ringer for a purpose. There's a reason why this is happening. People forget that, and it's crazy because women need to come to the conclusion or come to the realization that they are just as violent as men when it comes to relationships. That's a fact. So when we speak on domestic violence, when we speak on abuse, the first thing people shouldn't think of is men. To me, that's a myth. Both these niggas are crazy. Both men and women are abusive as fuck in relationships. Abuse overall is not cool. Stop that toxic shit. Get rid of the toxic behavior. It's not right. It's not trill. Speaking of trill, shout out to the trill OG Bun B. I had to use that as a segue. Now, Bun B came under fire recently because he made some statements about the Mexican community and their support for hip-hop. Now, here's the tweet that started to make its rounds. It was from a Twitter account by the name of NoCap86, who simply said, man, fuck Bun B. And when I seen the caption, he said, man, fuck Bun B, I was expecting to hear some outlandish shit. But what I heard was this.
If you have a product or you present something to the public, 9 times out of 10, Mexican Americans are going to be not only your biggest customer base, but also your most consistent customer base. You know what I'm saying? That's just math. That's just basic math. And to not acknowledge that when we're talking about hip hop, look, if you make Houston rap music, Nobody buys more of your music than Mexicans. No one comes to your shows more than Mexicans. No one buys more of your merch more than Mexicans play your music. It's a numbers thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's important that we acknowledge their participation and their love of the culture. So I wanted to make sure that when Houston hip hop was on that stage at the rodeo, that a Mexican American could look at that stage and see themselves on that stage too.
So that was what got people up in arms about the OG Bun B. Now, here's the thing. What I understood in his comments, for one, we're talking about somebody that's from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Texas being the state that is the closest, or one of the closest to Mexico, where you have a huge Hispanic, Latino, Mexican population. So it was inevitable that the consumer base of hip hop that came out of Houston would be a lot of Mexican individuals. Now, a lot of people took this and ran with it and tried to make it seem like Bun B was trying to do we got to consider Mexicans because we don't want to leave nobody behind, and I don't want to, think of my black people first and be, whatever. And I understand that because of the turmoil that has kind of been in over the past, I don't know how many months when it comes to people's involvement in hip hop. We've had people have the conversation of Jamaicans' involvement in hip hop, and of course Latinos in hip hop. We had people like Fat Joe being the voice for Latinos in hip hop and their contribution. You had other MCs, black MCs who was coming out and talking about the Hispanic involvement in hip hop. There is no question that the genre of hip hop is black first. It's common sense. The style, the improvement on hip hop too. Everything, the way people talk, the way people dress, the way people DJ, the way people perform, the way people make their music. We set the tone for a lot of things when it comes to this culture. And I think that, for one, Trill Burgers is open in Houston, and the nigga got to sell some burgers. That was great marketing. And if your population is mostly Mexican people, nigga, play the smart game, man. He's a businessman. That was smart as hell. That was smart as fuck. If I'm Bun B, I'm gonna say, hey, shout out to all the Mexicans, man. Shout out to y'all, man. And I know people gonna be like, man, all money ain't good money. We ain't talking about grifting people or trying to make people think that we supposed to be pro this or pro that. Nigga selling burgers. He has a burger chain. Nigga, this for everybody. But the population out there is mostly Mexicans, and why not take that dollar as well? That's smart. That's smart. I'm sorry. Also, I want to try a Trill Burger myself. I heard the motherfuckers is delicious. I heard they're delectable. I love them. And I haven't even had one yet. So shout out to Bun B. What I will say though is a lot of black artists, man, we do need to hear more of the black support. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's a stigma that black people don't go to the concerts or that they don't pay for the music or they don't pay for the merch and shit like that. But nigga, have y'all seen Essence Fest? Do y'all see these black festivals that be going on? The Roots Picnic, Pharrell shit, Hot 97 Summer Jam shit. Like y'all, a lot of people discredit these things because historically black events get discredited or they get minimized. If we were to uphold these events the same way these other people uphold the Coachellas and the Rolling Louds and shit like that, we wouldn't have that problem. But I think that a lot of artists cater to other races because they feel like they're going to be the main consumer. But there's a shift that should happen in the connection between our culture and our people again. I think that we're losing that connection because of the consumer base and because it's so, integrated. We have to be able to show our support and show our love for our people and not make them feel neglected as well. And that's how I feel in that situation. Shout out to Bun B, man. I'm going to go out there and try some Trill burgers at some point. I promise. Now, got to speak on this real quick. I don't want to sit on this long because I hate talking about this bed wench. But Cynthia G got her fucking YouTube hacked, and it was hilarious to see. And she has been complaining about the people that thought it was hilarious or thought that it was funny to see it happen, because she thinks that people just want to see her destroyed, and people know we just like to see you fucked with, and that's hilarious. We know you ain't going nowhere. There's no way that YouTube's gonna take down a black woman talking crazy about black men. You are doing the work of white supremacists. There's no way you're gonna be taken down. That's another reason why YouTube helped you get your YouTube back within 24 hours, is because, oh, this the black bitch that say black men are expendable? Get her back on the goddamn air. Take people like Rizza Islam off. Keep people like Cynthia G. It's crazy. I'm gonna just play a quick clip, just real quick. I ain't gonna stay too long. I know y'all don't like hearing her voice. I don't either. I don't even like seeing her face, but let's just hear just a little bit of how she's taking this.
As well. That's why it got back so quickly. Because it was maybe like a couple hours, over 24 hours. And then it was back up. Bandits were throwing a dusty celebration. They can't even spell celebration, don't even know what a real one looks like. And how remedial and how meaningless must bandits' life be if they're celebrating a person on YouTube that they don't even have the year? Like, y'all are just a pack of dumb bitches at the end of the day. Just a pack of remedial raggedy bitches at the end of the day.
Now, Cynthia, why would you talk to your fan base like that? Why would you categorize your fan base like that? These are people that support you. They send you super chats and cash apps. They rallied around you when you got your shit hacked. They wanted to make sure that you was done right. Why would you sit up there and call these people that? Let me rewind this so that her fan base, even if you guys tend to pop up to this or you find this video, I want y'all to hear what Cynthia thinks of all of you guys who support her and follow her channel.
If they're celebrating a person on YouTube that they don't even have the year, like, y'all are just a pack of dumb bitches at the end of the day. Just a pack of remedial raggedy bitches at the end of the day.
Damn.
Because every time I come up against YouTube, I can't help but come up against the fact that, oh yeah, bandits don't have to watch the content, but they're obsessed. And that's the problem. They're obsessed. The reason they're obsessed is because they've never seen a black woman who does not care about what they think. They never seen a black woman who they can't scare away. They never seen a black woman who they can't bully off this YouTube platform. They've never seen a black woman who will tell them to their face that you are a nothing ass bitch, whiny ass, no resource having ass, conquered ass bandit. They've never seen that, and they don't like it, and it is a threat to them. And they can run around and act like it's not a threat to them. Yes, it is. And I remember I told one of these bandits I was their worst nightmare. He was like, yeah, I don't dream about you. You taking it literally, bandit? So,
all right, I'm not even gonna listen no more to this. I just want to say this. I find it to be very ironic how her whole slogan and shit or saying is like bandit or like a dusty or whatever the case may be. I'm pretty sure she's gonna call me a dusty or a buster or whatever the fuck her names are for people, but I'll never take anyone serious who talks down on anybody when they cannot leave the house without putting down pounds of makeup. If you take over 2 hours or so to make sure that the world don't see what you really look like, don't ever talk about nobody and how they look. Don't ever call nobody dusty. Don't ever call nobody a bandit. Don't ever call nobody fake. Don't ever try none of that. Then you got all your followers saying it as if the list of women on your followers ain't doing the same exact goddamn shit. I can take an educated guess and say majority of the women that follow you take a while to get ready and put all that makeup on their face to go outside. The picture we looking at right now, that isn't what you really look like, Cynthia. Take the bang yang yang out your fucking face and let us see that TV screen. You got an 81-inch screen TV, nigga. I promise you, if you put Cynthia G in your house, right, and stand her up against the wall, right, so she facing you and the family, put a projector behind your head and face it right on her forehead, I promise you, you'll watch the clearest HD movie you ever seen in your life. This is a bitch that says black men are expendable. This is a bitch that said black women should abort black boy fetuses because we don't mean anything to society. That's why anything I ever say or anything anybody else says about her that's negative, I clap for. You got your shit hacked. I don't care if you got it back. You got it hacked. You are susceptible to having that shit happen to you. That's funny. And it's great. It's great to see. Yes, Tyson, her baby dad is everything she talks negative against because that's what happens when you are a scorned woman. Not a scorned black woman, just a scorned woman. When somebody that you want that doesn't want you or treats you like shit, you're going to apply it to every single man you come across. It's just that in her instance, she decided to go to YouTube with it, and she garnered a fan base of women that are also hurt, who actually really don't believe that black men are expendable because most of these motherfuckers in her chat probably got a nigga laying up under them right now. They just sit up there and feed into it because any bitch that's hurt by a nigga that did them wrong is gonna listen to a woman talk crazy about niggas. That's how life goes. She found a loophole in this. She found the right lane to choose. She's smart as fuck. Anybody who goes out here and tries to pretend like they are, she is the Derek Jackson of black women. I know she don't practice what she preach. None of these people know what happens in her regular life behind closed doors and when she's out in public. You think she's going out to bars or going out to clubs or going out to events to meet people and talk about, yeah, so I do a YouTube show that talks about how black men are expendable and how black women, because you want to know why? She needs her options open. Ain't nobody walking outside and trying to choose a Cynthia G. Sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just trying to speak in reality sense. I don't know anybody that will find what she does attractive. And listen to how I say what she does. I'm not trying to attack her looks, even though she is wearing approximately 1.5 pounds of makeup. Talk about me if you want. I don't have to fake myself to go outside. I'm comfortable with how I look. Can you say the same, Cynthia G? Can any of Cynthia's followers say the same? It's a great question to ask them anytime they ever come up. I've seen them a few times in my comments whenever I've talked about Cynthia G. Just make sure that if you see this video and you hear what I'm saying right now, you let me know before you start talking shit in the comments. You let me know if your daily routine consists of not putting on makeup before you walk out the house. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's move forward. This right here is crazy. Now, I heard about this a few days ago, but I wasn't going to put it in the title because people like MJ and his ties like that, they'll probably get this place shadow banned and shit because they don't want people to hear the story. But I'm going to talk about it now because I don't have it in the titles and I don't have it in the hashtag. So this is one of those stories that I intertwine, in the live that I don't promote because we need to hear about it. And the powers that be may have too much power to take the motherfucker away. So let's do this real quick. Now, Michael Jordan, as you heard or may not have heard, had to sell the Charlotte Hornets recently for billies. He had to sell for billies. Now, this came to a little bit of a shock to a few people because you wouldn't expect him to sell it because it would be like, what's the reason? MJ's good. Why would he sell it? Well, turns out that allegedly he had to sell the Hornets because he possibly was owing betting debts. I'm going to read this thread for you right now. DJ Travel said GMS is comfortable looking like Alfred Woodard. Do I got to look this person up, man? God damn it. Hold on. Now I got to look up this person. Alfred. You talking about a bitch? Hey, fuck you, DJ Travel. Fuck you, man. God damn. You had to give me like her like a acting name, like one of her names that was in one of the movies. I don't know that motherfucker real name. I done seen her in so many different movies, man. I don't know. I had never heard her real name in life, man. That's crazy. Now, Michael Jordan. Now I'm gonna read this thread for you so that y'all can see how intense this gets. All right. Michael Jordan's gambling obsession forced him to sell his most prized possession, the Charlotte Hornets. Here's the story. MJ hold on. Make sure I got what I need. All right, cool. Got it. MJ and gambling go way back. There are countless stories from casinos, golf courses, and even post-game fights. The man likes to win, but this isn't the first time it's gotten him in trouble. Many believe MJ's first NBA retirement and his father's death were tied to gambling. Now, this is something that I've heard many times. Many times. I've heard about the fact, and I didn't want to contribute to it because I also think it's a little insensitive, even though I don't think MJ really gives a fuck about society himself. We've all heard about the fact that his dad was killed, or not the fact, I'm sorry, I'll take that back. We all heard the alleged story of his dad being killed over gambling debts that he had. This has been something I've heard over the years, but I did not want to try to contribute to that conversation or that narrative. But the more that I'm hearing about Mike's past in betting, kind of leaning towards that. Now, seemingly every month, there's a new article about Michael Jordan's staggering wealth. But the article you haven't seen is the one about his new obsession, legal gambling, aka the stock market. When you're worth 1 billion plus, it's difficult or $1 billion plus, it's difficult to find friends or even casinos who can take bets worth your time. Simple solution is the stock market. They'll take any bet. Even better, you don't even have to pick winners. You can short losers like GameStop. That GameStop shit was crazy. Matter of fact, if anybody has a chance to watch the documentary or the short little doc that they put out about what happened with the GameStop shit, I think they're coming out with a movie actually. They are coming out with a movie. They're coming out with a whole movie about what happened. But that was one of the craziest things that happened when it came to GameStop. So many people got rich off of that shit. It's ridiculous. One hedge fund that was betting big on GameStop's seemingly guaranteed demise was Melvin Capital. It's run by a guy named Gabe Plotkin. Gabe owned a piece of the Hornets, and instead of making savvy trades or building towards a playoff run, he convinced MJ to hammer GameStop. MJ did just one in though. He wanted the whole thing. $500 million on GameStop to burn. That's what MJ did. $500 million on GameStop to burn. Of course, this money wasn't just sitting in his account. MJ did what all billionaires do and took out a loan against his most valuable asset, the Charlotte Hornets. When retail investors launched the short squeeze, MJ and all the other hedge fund guys were stuck with massive monthly interest rate payments. Even for billionaires, these payments were a different beast. MJ had two choices. One, continue with the outrageous monthly debt payments, or two, come up with a gigantic lump sum of cash to make them go away once and for all. The only way and the obvious choice, sell the Charlotte Hornets. Anyone could have bought the team, but who MJ chose to the strangest part of the story. He's selling to the same guy who got him into this mess in the first place, Gabe Plotkin, the GameStop loser, is who your new Hornets owner is. On paper, this all seems embarrassing for the GOAT, but it's not for three reasons. One, MJ was the worst owner in the NBA had left. 3 playoff wins in 13 years being done is a good thing, or is not a good thing. He got an incredible deal. NBA valuations are sky high. He sold the team for $3 billion. Not bad considering he bought them for $180 million. 3, Jordan is now very liquid. Even better, he now has a gigantic tax write-off, something billionaires care very much about. It's not embarrassing. Jordan wins again. But here's the thing, man. Jordan wins again, gets his money back, plus a little bit some, gets off his gambling debts. But when you are somebody who is addicted to something, when you have an addiction, it doesn't just stop when you have your back against the wall. What's going to happen now is that he knows now, okay, well, I don't owe anybody. I don't have any massive debt. This is a tax write-off. Now it's time for me to put this money back in somewhere and invest it, get it back, probably gamble some more shit. He may not gamble a lot more like he used to, but he's still going to gamble. I don't think that problem is going to be fixed anytime soon, especially for somebody who, I mean, what do you think MJ is thinking? You think he finna be on this earth for another 20, 30 fucking years? He finna ball the fuck out. Now, I'm not wishing death on MJ. I'm not saying his time is coming soon, but I feel like anybody at the age of 60, they don't give a fuck really. And he had to do what he had to do. It's crazy that he lost the team because of gambling debts allegedly, but that's what happens when you got an addiction, man. And I didn't hear much about this story, and it's not really going a lot of places because, like I said, it's MJ. The ties that he has, he's not trying to let this shit come out, especially not in a major way. So I don't think we're ever gonna get like the real like factual story behind this, but I'm taking a good guess to say that this is actually the reason why he did it. Now, we must move forward. I have more to talk about. Here's something very interesting that caught my attention. This is the last thing I'm going to bring up today. So you see these two women right here? These are two friends. These two friends got together and they started talking about the amazing date that they had with an amazing guy. How he was doing everything right. Everything was so sweet. Everything is great. Everything is, oh my God, we've never had a date like this. I want dates to be like this all the time. Only to when they further got into the date and the details of it, they slowly found out that they went on a date with the same guy. And not only did they go on the same date with the same guy, they had the same exact date all the way down to a T. I'm talking about they did the same exact things on this date with this guy. Now, I want you to hear their experience, and then we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to let y'all go on this beautiful Sunday. Listen to this.
Go ahead. Tell me. Okay, guys. Sydney is sitting here. We're talking about this guy that Sydney used to date, went on one date with, and she's talking all about how cute and romantic the date was. What y'all do on the date?
It was so thoughtful. We went to dinner. We went and got drinks. We came back to an apartment that he rented out. Did sip and paint. He bought us matching white t-shirts so that my clothes didn't get dirty. I'm telling her, I'm like, it was so cute, so thoughtful. I'm showing her pictures.
And I'm like, I have that photo. Like, I'm looking at this picture of Sydney in her white t-shirt doing sip and paint.
And she's like, I did the same thing with him.
We went on the same exact date.
He took us both. He did the same thing for both of us, and we're just putting it together.
We went on the exact same date. Probably like a month apart, like less than a month apart from each other.
We were both wearing white t-shirts.
He bought us both.
He both took film camera pictures of us, and Cynthia was like, "Oh, this was so cute, memories."
She's
the exact same picture.
She's sitting there talking about, oh, he took the cutest film picture of me, and I'm thinking, I have a film picture from Peyton. It is the exact. I'm gonna overlay the pictures.
No, it's the exact same.
We have the exact same outfit on,
and you know.
So this is the alleged picture that they took. Now it looks like it might be in the same place. I don't know, but let's continue.
We have the exact same outfit on,
and you know who you are. And I think that honestly, I applaud you because you're probably gonna see this. I applaud you. It was very thoughtful, but just know that we're putting it together.
We were literally sitting here talking about. We think so highly of this person. We had the best date of our life. He is such a good dater. We're both sitting here. It's the same person. But not only is it the same person, it's the same date.
The same person, the same date. He both got his white t-shirts, and we both took the same film picture. He probably both took it of us and was like, oh, let's have a cute picture. Let's take a cute memory. The same. Let's overlay it.
We're gonna overlay it because
we're gonna overlay.
This was there is time between these two things. Okay, and he had the time to replicate the same exact date and then make us each feel like we had our
so special. I swear, I was on top of the world. I was like, this man.
I was like, I had never done something so thoughtful, so fun, so creative. He bought the canvases,
yes.
bought the
canvas, bought the paint. Bought a t-shirt for us to change into because he didn't want.
They just telling the story over and over again for 2 minutes straight. Let me just say this, man. First and foremost, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. The fact that women advocate for women to be out in the dating scene and not be strapped down to one guy while they're just dating, how they can date whoever they want, how many guys they want at what time at a time when they're out in the dating field trying to find who they want, but then turn around and think it's messed up for a guy to do the same exact thing, it's crazy. Now, one thing I did notice is that in situations like this, let's just say if they were dating the same guy at the same time that was like, oh, I want to have a relationship with you. I'm down for you. We doing this. We fucking all this shit. And then y'all find out that y'all sitting around fucking the same guy for months. Then, okay. But they're talking about a first date. This guy has his shit down packed. It's just what it sounds like. It sounds like he knows how to make a woman have a great date and make her feel great. And he's just open. He has his options open and he's trying to date women to see who's the right fit for him. See, while y'all sit up there worrying about y'all being on the same date and doing the same exact shit, he's back there vetting which one of you he actually wants to continue dating because he's in the dating scene. Also, I noticed that they didn't put this man on blast. They didn't put his name or his face on blast. And it probably because maybe this story could be fake or because of the simple fact that he was probably a good guy. What would be the point to put him on blast if he was a good guy and he showed y'all a good time? Sounds to me like he had his priorities straight when it came to trying to date someone and court someone and make them feel special on their first date. But here you are trying to put this man on blast for giving y'all what seemed to be the best night of y'all life. Men, we can't win for shit. We can't win for shit. They could have told a whole story about how this man treated him like shit, how he wasn't nothing, how he was this, or how he was trying to get them to be in a relationship with him at the same time. No, it was 2 separate dates. None of these women talked about how they went on a second one with him. How you gonna have the best date of your life or best time of your life and not even hit a nigga back? What are you really looking for? Did you just use this man? This is another reason why he probably had to do the same date over and over again with multiple women, because a lot of y'all probably take a lot of this shit for granted and think that you deserve more than what you actually do. Now one of y'all missing out on probably a good husband because y'all worried about the fact that this nigga took both of y'all on the same type of date. But y'all not even locked in with this nigga. Y'all ain't even thinking about being in relationships with this nigga. Y'all too worried about just having fun and trying to go on cute dates. This nigga probably trying to meet his wife. He didn't bring you to no club. He didn't bring you to no bar to try to get you drunk. This man said, hey, I got some canvases. I'm going to go buy you a t-shirt. We going to listen to this. We going to listen to some music. We going to kick it. We going to do what we do. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I burped. I've been drinking. We going to do the fun shit. I'm going to show you the best time of your life. And you know what he got in return? Not a callback. Not a second date. Not a, oh my gosh, you were one of the best people I've ever went on a date with. Instead, he got a TikTok video shaming him for being a good nigga. What is wrong with this fucking society? Men, we can't win. Shit. I feel for you, brother. And I'm going to root for you, man. I'm going to root for you, bro. And matter of fact, I hope because this video went viral, it's 21 million views on this video, man. 100,000 motherfucking likes. Ha! A man wrote a blowjob simulator review so good that it sold out. That's hilarious. I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. There's going to be men out here that see this video and be like, damn, women don't appreciate a good date no more. I might have a video made about me and get me sent to the gulag because these motherfuckers don't appreciate. Now you going to turn this man to a menace. Whoever this man was that brought you on the date of your life, now he going to feel like he corny. He going to feel like he fucked up. He going to feel like he did the wrong shit. Now he going to start treating women different. Yeah, a review. Should I read it? I'm going to read it. This is going to be funny. All right, let's read this. It said a man wrote a blowjob simulator review so good that it sold. Let's read this review. Mark B, he is a verified purchaser. He bought this, or he left this review in 2021. Gave it 5 stars, 5 golden stars. He said, my Lord, this was the best feeling sexual experience I ever had. This feels like oral sex, but it's even better. It felt like having a pair of eager lips, always desperate to suck every drop of semen out of you. It's crazy how you can control the speed and vibration so precisely, which makes the experience so intense that you'll never forget it. The combinations of settings, including vibration controls and an air pump, can create the most amazing blowjob sensation. I thought I was receiving a blowjob from a real life porn star. I'm not sure I still need girlfriends. It's like if you could have the best sex ever at any moment, any day. This thing has changed my perspective of life. Hey, yo. My man said he don't need a girlfriend. And they put it right under this video. That's so funny. I think that's funny. That's comedy right there. You have a video of 2 girls talking about a dude that took them on the best date of their life and all types of shit. Just clowning this guy, trying to make him feel like he was stupid for what he did. And right under it, a motherfucker say, you know what? Here's an advertisement for the electric blowjob, niggas. See, fuck these bitches, man. Go ahead and buy this shit. You'll never have to deal with this type of behavior anymore. You can bust a nut at any moment. This shit is incredible. 5 fucking stars. I love it, man. I love it. Twitter writes itself, and it's fucked up because Elon Musk is destroying Twitter as we know it. Twitter was one of the funniest, most entertaining, greatest social media platforms on this planet. I don't care about any of the other ones. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about IG. I don't care about Snapchat, Facebook. I don't care about none of them. Twitter has always been the funniest place on earth. And Elon is ruining it. You Aspergerous, uncooked turkey shaped, extraterrestrial in the face ass bitch. I don't like Elon Musk no more, man. I used to fuck with him and now I don't. Cause he's a bitch. He's a bitch. You took over Twitter because you wanted free speech, and then you started taking away free speech and all this type of fucking shit on the app to make it horrible. You are a fucked up man. A billionaire ass burgerist bitch. Damn. I'm sorry. I had to I didn't want to end it on a sour note, but I don't like Elon Musk no more, man. He's a hoe, and he will remain a hoe for as long as he lives. Matter of fact, nigga, take your ass to Mars. You trying to bring everybody else to Mars. Why don't you hop on one of them SpaceX motherfuckers and get your ass over there? Get out of here. Get off Earth. We don't need you. You got the technology to take yourself away from this bitch. Do it. You are a multi-billionaire. You don't need to work at all. You're done. Do it. Get the fuck out of here, Elon Musk. Goddamn. Fuck, nigga. All right, GMS fam, the green room. It's been a dope show today. Happy Sunday to everybody. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I most appreciate it. You'll be helping out the GMS show in a very special way. If you really do fuck with the GMS show, man, I want to see y'all in that comment section of the live when the video is over, man. Let me know what you thought of today's show. That would be dope. Raekwon got married. Salute Raekwon, man. Salute Raekwon, man. I see y'all. What up, Ben Frank? Infinite Umbra's in the building. My guy JR, Reggie Ruckus, Jan Wynn, Glittery Bubbles, King Lukey, Justin Furlow. Who else was in here, man? Dub Deuce was in here, man. Black Hippie Ricky was here. Broadway Joe was in here. Who else was in here, man? Jack Jones was in here. My guy Zen Master was here. TR was here. Tyson Jordan Jackson was here. DJ Travel was here calling me motherfucking Alfred Woodard. Black Fire Media's in the building. 313 Capo was in here. Shout out to the GMS fam, man. I appreciate y'all wholeheartedly. I'ma smoke one for y'all when we get out of here. GMS fam, the green room, it's been real, man. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all 4th of July weekend. One love, we out.